A group of teenage friends finds it thrilling to use an old medium hand to summon the spirits. They enjoy the game until a 15-year-old brother of a girl gets attracted by evil spirits. See how they rescue their little friend and their own selves from being followed by evil spirits as they deny leaving them. The thriller starts with a chilling scene when a boy is searching for his lost brother Duckett. He finds his brother in one of his friend's house, where all his friends are gathered to do a party. But Duckett was hiding inside a dark room up the stairs. His brother tries to bring him back home, but Duckett attacks him with a knife and ladder. He kills himself with the same knife. The scene changes, and few moments later we see a young girl, Mia. She looks sad because of her mother's death. She has a cold relationship with her dad too. She is going to a party with her friends tonight. So when the night falls, she picks up one of her friends, Riley, in her car. Mia and Riley were enjoying their ride in her car when suddenly Mia stops by an injured kangaroo. Riley asks Mia to help the poor kangaroo, but Mia realizes that it is almost dead. She let it die peacefully on the bank of the road rather than calling a vet. When they meet up, Mia tells Riley's sister about dying kangaroo. Jade is the young sister of Riley, who constantly uses her phone, but seems to be a good friend of Mia. Jade shows Mia a clip on her phone in which they see a possessed girl with fully black eyes. Mia asks Jade to play the same game of talking to spirits, but she refuses. That night, Mia takes Jade with her to a friend's home, where they are going to perform the creepy spirit calling game. Riley forcefully joins them too. At that friend's house, Mia meets with Daniel, her ex and Jade's present boyfriend. A friend warns Jade that she is making a mistake while trusting Mia. Sooner or later, they begin their game, and Mia decides to be the first one to talk to the spirit. A boy ties her on a chair. Another friend mentions the rule of game that when one allows spirit to enter their body, they must stop it after 90 seconds. Otherwise, the spirit will remain forever inside them. A boy lights up the candle, the other one puts a creepy hand sculpture on the table. They ask Mia to hold the hand and say, "Talk to me." Upon doing the same, she sees a decaying dead man sitting in front of her. She feels a jerk and leaves the hand while screaming with fear. Her friends laugh and ask her to do it again. Mia holds the hand back, and she barely can seize towards the evil that appears this time. Her friends asks her to cast the spell, which is, "I let you in," and upon saying that, she suddenly becomes possessed. Her cornea dilates, and she smiles at Riley. She says that evils are behind Riley and they like him. Suddenly, all lights turns off and Mia starts shouting, "Riley, run!" while looking at him. Everyone tries to untie her hand from the sculpture and blow out the candle. Finally, the evil leaves Mia's body. She expresses her excitement. After that, saying that it was a wonderful experience. Everyone cheers for her. That night, when they came back to Riley's home, Riley found it hard to sleep alone as he was scared. He asks his sister to let him sleep in his room, but Jade denies. So he joins Mia on her couch. Mia tells him about her mother's tragic death, and Riley tries to show support. When Riley falls asleep, Mia takes his phone from his hand, and at that point, we see an evil hand rubbing Riley's cheek. Scene changes, and we see these friends gathered one more time. And this time, they are at Jade and Riley's house. Riley's mom warns them not to use drinks, drugs, or any other adultery practices before she leaves. They weren't interested in alcohol and drugs, but some other more dangerous things. They prepare the game again. And this time, Daniel asks to do this by himself. Mia asks the owner of hand sculpture about it. He says that it is a part of a medium cut down by authorities to preserve, so we can connect to the spiritual world. Remember, guys, mediums are those who can connect themselves to the dead. When Haley, their friend, ties Daniel and he holds the hand while saying, "I let you in," a spirit enters in his body. Daniel is humiliated by the spirit, and when his turn overs, he leaves the place immediately. Mia asks to take part and holds the hand of medium. It was all fun until Riley wanted to call the spirit. Jade stops him, but Riley insists, so they let him hold the hand despite of his little age. When Riley lets the spirit in, everyone becomes shocked to see that this time, the spirit was Mia's mother. Riley, being possessed, says to Mia that she loves her. Mia stops everyone from breaking the bond by blowing out the candle, as she wants to spend more time with her mother. But in real life, the spirit tricked them all by playing her mother's role. As 90 seconds passed, Riley smashed his face hardly on the table. He almost pops out his eye. No one could understand. So they immediately took back Riley's hand. When Jade sees this, she shouts at them. They call the ambulance and take Riley to the hospital, who is all dipped in blood. On the other hand, Mia sees her mother's soul behind the window. She secretly observes the sculpture but couldn't find strength to use it alone. In hospital, we see Riley's face was severely injured and he was completely unconscious. When Daniel informs Jade about Mia's arrival, Jade and her mother becomes angry towards Mia. Rayleigh's mother considers that Mia is responsible for her son's possible demise. Mia cries, and suddenly she sees her mother's soul once again. In the hospital, she follows her to the bathroom. She cries badly when she finds nothing. Daniel sees her crying and takes her home. When they reach at Riley's home, they observe the medium hand. At night, when she falls asleep, she sees an unwanted dream. Suddenly, she wakes up and sees her hand nails all broken and dripping blood. She screams, and this time she finally wakes up. Lucky for her, it was her dream too, but reality was not so good as she sees an evil spirit was sucking Daniel's foot. She shouts his name to wake him up, and when Daniel wakes up, he becomes shocked to see Mia sucking her foot. He kicks on her face and leaves the home immediately. Mia becomes disheartened, and she lights up the candle to call her mom's spirit. When she holds the hand, she sees her deceased mother sitting in front of her. She says that she didn't die against her will. She asks Mia to help Riley as he needs help. Scene changes, and we see Jade is giving bath to Riley in hospital. Jade calls his name, and suddenly Riley bites her hand strongly and throws himself on the floor. He hits hard his head against the wall trying to kill himself. He laughs when his blood flows on the bathroom floor and licks the blood too. On the other hand, these young friends united once again to find the secret behind Riley's condition. One friend tells them about the boy Duckett who killed himself while being processed. He says that he borrows this hand from Duckett. Do you remember Duckett? He is the same guy we met in the beginning of the movie. Mia advises them to meet his brother so he could advise them how to save Riley. But unfortunately, Duckett's brother doesn't want to be involved in this matter. So Jade shouts at Mia that she is responsible for all this. She kept Riley connected with the spirit for 2 minutes so she could speak to her mother. Mia apologizes and says that they did not blow the candle last time. That's why Riley is still possessed. They should try one more time with Riley. They should call the spirit, and this time they must not forget to blow the candles. Jade accepts this, and when Daniel, Jade, and Mia tries to call the spirit at hospital, nothing happens. They try again and again, but Riley doesn't respond. Then Mia says, "What if Riley's spirit has already left the world?" So she decides to talk to the spirit herself. She holds the medium hand and calls the spirit. She sees a little girl spirit sitting in front of her. She asks the girl to show her where Riley is. The girl lets her in, and what Mia sees completely shocks her. She sees that Riley's soul was being beaten and humiliating by evil spirits, and they will continue this forever. When she shouts that no one can save Riley now. In the next scene, Mia's father makes apologies for not letting her know about her mother's true cause of death. Mia leaves the room and says that she will come back soon, but in the coming scene, we see her standing in front of a mirror. Her mother's reflection was showing in the mirror. Her mother asks her to let in a spirit to help Riley, as Riley has to die. In her room, Mia's father observes the medium hand and becomes possessed, as suddenly he breaks the door and attacks Mia. Mia saves herself by hitting her dad with a scissor. Soon she called Jade to visit her, but in the very next scene we see her in hospital. She asks Riley's mother to give her a moment with Riley alone. Riley's mother accepts that, and she leaves them alone in the room. Suddenly, the spirit that possessed Riley appears on her bed. Mia asks him to leave, but he laughs wickedly and says that she couldn't save Riley. They will take him with them. Mia grabs a scissor to kill the spirit but fails as she sees Riley lying on the bed. She cries badly as she couldn't kill poor Riley. On the other hand, when Jade reaches Mia's home, she finds Mia's dad injured there. She immediately calls her mother, and when she learned that Mia was with Riley, she warns her mother about Mia's intentions. But Mia somehow succeeded to take Riley with her on a wheelchair. When she was just about to push the wheelchair, we saw a creepy face of her mother behind her. She forces her to push the wheelchair as they all want Riley to be dead. At that point, Mia realizes that something is fishy. She takes a deep breath and leaves the wheelchair handle. The scene changes, and we see Mia broken and injured lying on the road. She manages to stand, but no one notices her. She sees herself in a hospital where Jade and her mother were also present in a room. Mia feels the presence of her father. She calls him and asks him not to leave. Suddenly, she sees a mirror without her reflection and her broken nails and fingers, just like her childhood nightmare. Suddenly, the screen gets dark and we see a candle lighting up on the table. Mia gets closer to the candle and sees a hand. When she holds the hand, a group of young boys appears against the table. One says, "I let you in." Mia realizes that she is dead now. The game begins once again. Hope you liked the story recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Thank you for being a part of Black's Movie Recaps. If these tales of mystery and intrigue sent shivers down your spine, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Black's Movie Recap for more bone-chilling narratives. Stay tuned, and until next time, stay captivated.